Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Triggered. I'm your host, Zachary Clark, and you all know my co-host, Adam Furman. Adam, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. Glad to hear. We've got a great show for everyone tonight. So, you got to sit back, relax, kick back with an ice cold beverage of your choice before dry January starts and you want to take your own life.
Oh no. I just got water.
Water. Yoo-hoo? You got rum in that yoo-hoo?
No, it is the elixir of life, aka water.
Oh, I didn't know if you have ever seen the film Big Daddy,
Nope.
starring Adam
Was
Sandler.
Michael Bay film?
No. Adam Sandler film. So there was a small technical glitch, and I'm going to go to the preview screen for a brief moment, and then we will return back stronger than ever. So don't you guys worry, none. Be back in but a moment. And we're back! Everything is copacetic, rocking and rolling, nothing to
Cool,
worry.
cool. Well,
Pretty heads about. Ah. And that's interesting because we happen to be coming to you live straight from and the Cam Girl warehouse in
Romy
Romania,
did it.
the sign of police raids against infamous internet celebrity Andrew Tate, aka Cobra Tate, aka I really don't know anything about the guy other than that he was all over the Twitter space for the last couple days.
Yeah.
But that's where we are. We're checking it out. We're getting the scoop, getting the inside track of what's happening so we can inform all of our loyal viewers about
Yes.
the exciting happenings.
That's all we're doing here. That's all we're doing.
That's it.
That's all I'm doing, Zach. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything that's happening anymore.
You ever wish you were
Yes. As a matter of fact, Adam, yes, I do. I wish that all the time. I just wish. I just wish that I was a little bit dumb. In fact, I had that clip. I swear I had it pulled up. I was going to reference it. Ugh.
Didn't we? I think that we did a couple seasons ago about the guy who like tweeted out like, "I want to forget how to read." You
Yeah.
remember that?
Yes.
He's like, "I just want to forget how to read."
Yeah. I would like to not know things, but cursed with knowledge, cursed from knowledge that I get from various news sources, Adam. News sources like the, I don't know, radio.
You're having a stroke.
I don't know what I was doing there, but it felt right. Scanner radio.
Oh Oh man, I wish we had instant replay.
One day, I'll get my act together and create the clips playlist that'll have all these fun.
We need that as a GIF tomorrow.
Prairie crossing parking lot. Irate male, possibly intoxicated. QPD en route. Prairie crossing parking lot. So that's Prairie Crossing's a commercial development on the outside of town where the Buffalo Wild Wings is and the Kohl's. There's a shoe carnival out there. But
there's Dick's.
Yes, Dicks. There are a lot. Yes, Dicks are out there.
Five Below next to Dick's.
But anyway, Ryan Reese is saying, Rory Tenhouse, come on, bro, go home. To which Rory Tenhouse replies with the sweet Rodney Dangerfield gif. Deal with it. To which Kurt Struckman replies, that's Tenhouse guy. Seems to get into a lot of trouble around town. To which Tina Strawn Tenhouse, perhaps related, replies, so you've heard about him. Laughy, laughy emoji. To which Kurt replies back, it's every night with that guy. Sean Cook then jumps in. Must be out of White Claws again. To which the original reference to Rory Tenhouse pops in and says, ain't no laws when you're drinking claws.
Oh my gosh.
Indicating that, in fact...
When was this?
Huh?
When was this?
1 week ago.
So was this when it was -30?
December 19. So it was before the cold hit, I think.
Oh.
Before it was too cold to be irate in a parking lot.
Yeah, before it was too cold to be in a parking lot.
Before it was too cold to leave my cozy blankets. To do a podcast last week. Anyway, get over it. Next story. Hold on. What's this I hear? Jingle bells in the air? What exactly is happening here? It turns out maybe Santa Claus is coming to town, and Rawls County Sheriff's Department has the dispatch report.
Suspect possibly driving a red, high-powered sleigh led by approximately 8 flying animals, believed to be reindeer, with North Pole license plates Henry Ocean, Henry Ocean, Henry Ocean. Suspect was seen entering through the chimney or front door of several houses, carrying a large sack full of presents. Suspect and vehicle were last seen flying at a low altitude northbound from the Palmyra area. Also had sightings from Love's Truck Stop, Mark Twain Casino, and Culver Stockton College. If suspect or vehicle is located, contact the 911 dispatch immediately. Make your own case. Authority NECOM 911, WTK to be 326.
No.
You don't need to call 911. It's just Santa. High-powered sleigh. I
would call 911 for that. Call. I saw Santa. What?
I'd be calling the news. But it's not a big deal. I actually meet Santa every year, so it's fine.
Open the front door. Maybe not this year. He could use it. He could use the chimney. It's too cold to enter.
Because people will be burning fires in their fireplaces. Who burn Santa? Are you trying to burn Santa?
What are you talking about? Every year, since 150 AD.
Adam is not a Santa respecter, so man, this conversation, he's trying to burn Santa alive! Everyone, I personally am a Santa respecter. Don't let your opinion of Adam and his anti-Santa rhetoric taint your opinion of the show.
It's gonna come for you, Zach.
Adam's already getting on the naughty list because he posted a spicy Twitter post about removing Tom Bombadil from the Lord of the Rings. Adam, you may remember that we had talked about on the show the Safety Act, and/or the law that was going to end
The Illinois Purge Act.
the Illinois Purge Act. Among other things, it legalized murder and
Harassing politicians.
it also made it so that you can no longer use or assign cash bail to people who are arrested for crimes. Well, that was until the Kankakee Circuit Court got a hold of it. Kankakee judge rules portions of the Safety Act ending cash bail as unconstitutional. Kwame Raoul is going to appeal that decision to the Illinois Supreme Court to get a ruling on whether or not the cash bail provisions of the Safety Act are in fact unconstitutional and unconstitutional for, and get this, the Illinois Constitution itself references cash bail as a thing.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't bother to think about that as an implication and or consider amending the Constitution or sending it to the voters, but instead passed it as part of the Safety Act too. And I quote J.B. Pritzker, our glorious, honorable governor. Today's ruling is a setback for the principles we fought to protect through the passage of the Safety Act. The General Assembly and advocates worked to replace an antiquated criminal justice system with a system rooted in equity and fairness.
Oh, danger words.
We cannot and should not defend a system that fails to keep people safe by allowing those who are a threat to their community the ability to simply buy their way out of jail.
Oh, I like how you turn that around.
I thank the Attorney General for his work on the case and look forward to the Illinois Supreme Court taking up the appeal as soon as possible. Governor and everybody else that I've heard talk about this betray a fundamental misunderstanding of the purpose of cash bail and why it exists and how it should be implemented in theory. And telling in the way that he responded to this that they cannot simply buy themselves out of jail is to say that this isn't about people being able to be released on their own recognizance when necessary, but this is to punish rich people who can pay to get out, so that they also have to be punished by staying in jail like the poor's.
No, or
equity and fairness isn't bringing anyone up at them. It's about dragging everybody down. Those privileged people on their high horse with their indoor plumbing and centralized heat. They don't deserve houses. Bad. Anyway, cash bail is just a way to ensure that a person appears for trial. You are innocent until proven guilty. And so in order to be detained prior to trial, you have to demonstrate some sort of threat to public safety or a flight risk that you won't show up to your court case. And in order to incentivize you to show up, they say you got to pay us money. And if you don't show up, we take the money. Do you want your money? I don't know. I always thought cash bail itself was a little wonky because, like, if I'm a murderer or whatever, I've killed a guy, and they say, all right, well, if you don't come to trial, and they got me dead to rights. If you don't come to trial, you're going to forfeit the bond that you had to pay. I might say, oh, yeah, that's tough. I'm looking down the barrel of a life sentence where I could forfeit $500,000. Life in prison or $500,000. It's like, well, because my lifetime in prison, I'll be able to utilize that $500,000 to the fullest extent. And that's why I believe that there was previously, but part of the law that had been changed that I read in an article was to remove consideration for severity of the offense in the detention. I don't know. The whole thing is very strange, and I think that that's part of what the concern was. That it wasn't all thought through. They had to do several amendments to try to accommodate various groups that had raised objections to the base language passed.
It's a weird thing in Illinois when you've got a Democratic supermajority that can pass these things, and they still had problems passing it.
Yeah, well, and you run into the other side of the problem, which is when you have the supermajority, you don't bother to consult with or debate the bill with the other side. In this case, it was particularly egregious. It was one of those 750-page bills passed in 4 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah. So you got what? 63 counties, right? 65 counties, 63 counties?
I think it was 63.
Yeah.
Yeah, 63 counties now that are out from under the boot of the Safety Act until the Supreme Court over there figures out what they're doing. And then it could be statewide, or it could go away. And then they'd all come under the Purge Act of 2023. Hide your kids, hide your wives, there's nothing you can do. Murder just came legal in this state. Not hyperbole, literal murder. You can kill anyone you want. Don't kill anyone you want. This is not legal advice. But no one would do that. Not unless they were poor, unimportant, not feared by men, disagreed with by women. If your life is crap. You know what? If someone was forced to endure a year of my life, it would be the worst level of depression imaginable. Who is this philosopher? Who is this king, if you will, speaking these strong truths onto the timeline? Oh, and Andrew Tate, Cobra Tate, if you will. I had a similar reaction to Pascal here. Hi, who are you? But then immediately put in my place, you don't know Andrew Tate? Or do you mean it more metaphorically? Who are you, bro? Who are any of us? What is truth?
Who? Yeah, what is truth?
Anyway, well, I just wanted to bring this up, unrelated to anything else we might be discussing tonight, that there was just this bit of useful knowledge dropped onto the timeline by Andrew Tate. Let me see if I had anything else set up with this. I don't think I did.
It got me. A couple months ago, he was like depersoned on social media. People were like, "Oh my gosh!" Accounts were even getting suspended or banned for mentioning his name. He was made out to be like some weird martyr for free speech, and I vaguely knew about him from some stuff, and I couldn't even connect the dots back then, but from a few months prior to that even. But then he came back on and he's saying these things that I'm like, this is dumb. Like one of his first things back was like, was like, "Well, losers read books. That's dumb." Oh my god.
Uh, yeah, there's this weird manosphere thing, and I frankly feel like I'm lucky to be dumb regarding it. I don't know hardly anything about it. I keep on getting like glimpses in where like something like goes viral outside of their circle of idiots
Yeah.
or whatever. Like this
Oh, it's dope.
Andrew Tate thing and what was that Jack Murphy guy?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yep. They're all degenerate
yeah,
in this like subsphere or whatever you want to call it.
oh, there's a guy called Bronze Age Pervert.
Yeah.
And I think he was talking about because he's like, oh, Bronze Age paganism, bodybuilding, masculinity, da 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 da, but also women. Oh, they're just not beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
it's just like this, I don't find anything appealing about about the architecture of a female. No, man, yeah, with the rippling muscles. Shaved chest, tanned flesh. Oh yeah, that's peak aesthetic. Oh my god,
I've seen like
this is
stuff. There's like there's nothing more effeminate than fathering children type stuff, and I'm like, what is going on here?
yeah, it's completely gay.
That is what it is. It's like it's like only homosexuals father children. That's like a weird thing to say because
That's the
why would you
opposite.
say that?
It's peak masculinity, dude. Hang out shirtless, pantsless, with all your bros, lifting weights, getting sweaty, maybe high fiving, maybe a hug story. It's cool. It's cool to
Yeah,
hug your
maybe
shirtless,
just a
naked
haircut.
bros. Especially when you got a good workout in, you're getting your sweat on, you're pumped up, yeah.
Oh, they can do bench presses and gem spotter.
It's way less gay than chicks notes. Marrying and entering into a loving relationship and fathering children with a beautiful woman. Women can't even be beautiful, bro. Checkmate. Oh, sad day. Sad day for. It's been a tough couple months for the manosphere. I tell you. Couldn't be me though. I don't know. I'm blissfully ignorant of all of their doings and goings ons. What's this? Breaking news and a breaking news. Oh my god! Breaking news. Pitbull dog attack. The Pitbull mauls 21 staff and students at recess in a Missouri school attack. 18 students and 3 teachers were injured when 2 Pitbull mixed dogs found their way into the playground during recess and mauled 21 people. No fatalities, thank the Lord. But this is troubling, Adam. This is troubling. The Pitbulls are reaching school shooter level of attack efficiency.
Oh, Zachary.
No longer content to maul and maim the one-off child, they now must take their aggressive nature into the very heart of our country's youth, the elementary school, where but for these vicious attacks by pit bulls and crazed gunmen, there would be no trauma induced. No victimization comes.
Martin, what is your accent? It went from like George Bush to Obama.
It's whatever, you know. The show runs on vibes, Adam. So that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, you gotta finish it off with Trump and Biden.
I don't know. It's got to be organic. It's got to be organic. Can't be forced.
Oh,
I need enthusiastic consent to do
oh, what goodie!
to do my Trump impersonation. And I just wasn't feeling it. I was getting a vibe from you that said, "Hey, brakes, hold on. I'm not as into this as you might think I am."
This weird conversation.
More breaking news just comes through the wire. Breaking news, Adam. There is a geoengineering startup that has begun releasing particles into the atmosphere. In an effort to tweak the climate. Adam, there's private actors that are taking it upon themselves to tweak the global climate.
Oh, that's a conspiracy theory that. Oh,
The conspiracy theory was right, Jar. From Conan O'Brien.
she's just putting stuff in.
It's just like a bunch of cash. Hey, friend, listen. I know the world's scary right now, but it's gonna get way worse. Classic meme. We can just make this the the official meme of the show.
Oh man, that's interesting. Did you take a look into that? What particles are releasing and stuff?
I didn't. I mentioned it was probably going to be like a sulfur dioxide into the upper atmosphere situation.
Yeah, but like, and was it in the U.S.?
Adam, I don't know if you know this or whatever, but the atmosphere, it's like all over the whole, all over. It's like all over the whole planet, bro.
I'm just thinking. I'm not dumb. I know that. Do you ever wish you were less intelligent? But it's like, how did they get? That is polluting. I mean, that's what
Yes.
they're doing. They're polluting.
Yes. It's probably in violation of a number of states and national laws as well as international treaties to do this kind of thing.
No, but it's okay because it's for climate change.
Yeah. They took it upon themselves to commit an act of international terrorism
Eco-terrorism.
because they thought it was what was right. And it
Yeah,
conforms to my
right.
closely held beliefs.
Let's keep going.
Just this is me.
Yeah, that's you. You've got a $3 trillion in judgment against you.
Oh, what an absurd thing to happen. The frogs! The frogs! The particles in the air! They're turning the frogs gay! That was my Alex Jones impersonation. Seriously, it was like over $1 billion in judgment or whatever against Alex Jones for the Sandy Hook defamation case or whatever.
Was it that low?
It was. I don't. I want to say that you saying it was that low.
Hey,
Is an absurd
I
thing.
got it.
Let's look. Take a quick Google. We'll gander here. Alex Jones Sandy Hook judgment amount is to pay nearly $1 billion.
Okay.
Yeah, not $1 trillion.
Yeah, what's another couple zeros?
It's high enough. $1 billion
Yeah,
for an
but
individual? That's got to be the highest individual judgment ever. Ever. And I don't understand why.
was the Exxon Valdez.
That's not an individual judgment.
Well, I know that.
I've said it's probably the largest individual judgment because I'm sure that there have been billion-dollar judgments against large corporations doing large corporation things. Well, there's no way that they could ever pay that. There's no point in levying a judgment of $1 billion on a guy.
No, I didn't send it to you at all, but I saw today Reuters came out guns blasting about these types of high judgments, and I think the context was the Boy Scouts and the Catholic Church, and they said that they were abusing bankruptcy court.
Yes, I saw that too. Abusing bankruptcy
To shield themselves from like $500 billion in judgments. I'm like, it's you. You drove them into that's the game, right? That's the game as an attorney and as a client, as a plaintiff. I guess you have to play. You can't sue for more than what they can pay. Otherwise, you are sitting on a log, my friend. You are SOL.
Yeah. And now your judgment has been canceled out by whatever assets the guy had. And then after bankruptcy's over, going forward, you get nothing. That's it. End of the game.
Right. Okay. Judgment, it's like you're not seeing that at all. But you know what? If it would have been, like a few $1 million, you would have seen something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they're going to get.
Yeah. I mean,
they'll
whatever.
get something out of the bankruptcy estate, I'm sure. But if you can leverage it in such a way as to prevent them from going into bankruptcy, you can probably get it like structured over a number of years where they have to pay you,
Oh, you'll get a State Farm hires hitmen to, or what are some of the other ones? The high roller insurance companies.
Country companies? I don't know. I only know the Illinois ones. State Farm, country companies. Those are two giant insurance companies with headquarters in Bloomington Normal.
Oh no, I just meant whatever. Like,
so all the people in my hometown would work there.
Oh yeah. All states in Illinois as well.
I think that's true. Why are we such a big state for insurance?
Only for Madison County. I don't know.
I don't get it. There's probably some history there that I'm not going to bother to look up.
Yeah. Good deal.
So I want to, before we get too far along, talk about Mr. Tate some more, since he is the topic of the show, the main headliner, if you will. But like you were mentioning, he had come up prior to recent events when he had got kicked off of social media for being, I don't even know what instigated it. But people were like, who is this guy? Including me, because I have no idea. But Crabcrawler had done a whole thread talking about this guy and his nefarious dealings. And he gave this brief summary. Kickboxer fighter of some kind who started a cam girl business in Romania where he made enough wealth to begin laundering the mafia's money. This is accurate, Hank. That's what the Crab says. Crab's never steered me wrong. But Andrew Tate has been accused of holding girls captive in his house is not going to be talked about in the right-wing circles. Judicial sources revealed 4 girls were discovered, including 3 Romanian women and 1 from the USA, held captive at Andrew Tate's house in Romania. And this was in April. And then Andrew Tate has been semi on the run since this raid in April. Since his deplatforming from social media. He was brought back and he started posting just like weird stuff. Including, for whatever reason, on December 27th, what was that? Tuesday?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know.
He decides to tweet at Greta Thunberg. Yes, Greta Thunberg of How Dare You fame. Who lectures us all on the environment. And he says, hello, Greta. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a W16 8.0 liter quad turbo. My 2 Ferrari 812 Competizione have 6.5 liter V12s. This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send you a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. Says Andrew Tate. At Greta Thunberg. To which Greta replies to this guy. Yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com.
It was sick burn.
Completely roasts him. He is ashes at this point, right? He should just like quietly forget this event ever happened, but not Cobra Tate. He first replies, "How dare you?" directly to it. To which a number of people replied, and my favorite one was probably, "How are you, comma, a pile of ashes, comma, able to reply to this tweet?" Because he'd been roasted so badly.
Yes.
But he definitely got like completely...
When I first saw that, I did not think that was real.
Completely roasted, completely ratioed, dominated, and he couldn't let that stand. Andrew Tate, masculinity incarnate. He's got Lambos and Bugattis, bro. He can't be roasted by FAS, Scandinavian environmental terrorist child. So he comes out with this reply video.
Release some greenhouse gases. I'm obviously a stranger to all.
This is the most cringe video I've ever seen in my entire life, and this is supposed to be his like awesome recovery. Sick burn to her sick burn, and it's a 2-minute long video of him smoking cigars in some kind of bathrobe.
Online controversy is not something I often do, but now the mainstream press is commenting on the fact that I was informing Greta that my very extensive car collection with internal combustion engines, which run on dead dinosaurs, have an enormous emission profile. And she replied by telling me her own email address. Greta's email address is, I have small dick energy. Why would that be your own email address, Greta? Strange. I mean, obviously I don't want to assume her gender. It's 50-50, but it is what it is. I'm not actually mad at Greta. Please bring me pizza and make sure
here it is.
Are not recycled. Thank you. So I'm not actually mad at Greta, right? Because she doesn't realize she's been programmed.
Tate didn't know, but this is what sealed his fate. The pizza sitting on that table right there, that pizza right there comes from a pizza chain that only exists in part of Romania. And this video that he published, the super cringe reply video to being burnt to ashes, roasted by Greta Thunberg, gave them the evidence they needed to substantiate his presence in the country to initiate a raid and arrest on him for the charges of human trafficking that had begun in the investigation in April. Greta Thunberg and Tate tweeting at her initially to try to troll her led to his arrest. This is one of those wild things that I've ever seen in my entire life happen.
This was something.
According to this, Romanian authorities were tipped off by a pizza box that Andrew Tate used in his response video to Greta. Oh. You can't. It was such a strange turn of events. You just can't make this stuff up.
Oh.
Owned, wrecked so hard, right into the ground. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm blissfully ignorant of most of the goings on, but my understanding is that guy is just some sort of techno pimp. He manipulates women and then turns them out into sex trades and then takes the money that they earn from it for himself to buy Bugattis and things. On top of that, he tries to leverage this as some sort of like pickup artist masculinity thing and then sell tips to idiots on the internet.
He's got his, I don't know, some stupid masculinity company too.
Yeah.
That's a charge a fee for getting access to it.
How could you have any reputation left after this happened to you, Adam? But there are still people out there defending him.
I was watching something from a few months ago, and this guy was talking about him. So,
yeah, right. Okay, let's say that you are a Tate respecter, and you're like, oh, he's just whatever, bro. You just don't get him because he speaks the truth about ladies or whatever. he's so smart and good at business and stuff. Look at him with his Bugatti and whatever. And he is hoisted on his own petard and taken down by Romanian authorities because he is such an idiot, picking internet fights for no reason. It's like an American gangster. After he wears his chinchilla coat to the boxing match. And it draws attention to him. And Denzel realizes that he had made a fatal flaw. And he throws the expensive coat into the fire. Saying, oh, I knew better than this. My own vanity is taking me down. Russell Crowe's going to be on to me now.
it's a good movie.
It is a really good film. I recommend. Where are we at on time? Oh, we got time. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time to talk about the January 6th Commission. January 6th Commission has been dropping a lot of reports, a lot of transcripts of reports, and a lot of it's just like boring nonsense and idiots, including this, but this was a primo excerpt that was discovered, and it is probably the single weirdest, voted on the internet was the single weirdest moment in the January 6th Committee transcripts released so far. These are statements by witness Samuel Arms. He's being deposed or questioned, and let's see what he has to say. Mr. Arms says, sorry, I'm crapping. Mr. Santos. Oh, okay, take a minute. Take a moment. Go ahead and, that's all right. Take a moment. Do you want a quick... No. I'm good. I just did Charlie Horse, I'm good. Just did leg day today. Then maxed out my PR squats. And now I'm hurting. Take a moment. He's on the floor. No, I'm good. I'm good. Man, this is embarrassing. You're all right? I understand what you're feeling. It's okay. Take a moment. No, I'm good. We're good. I'm back. By the way, that PR was 425 pounds. That will now be in the congressional record, so that's good. Yeah, that's cool. Such a good use of taxpayer dollars and the time and efforts of Congress to thoroughly investigate the January 6th incident, the attack worse than 9/11, or what do we call it? The worst attack in Washington since the War of 1812 or something.
Yeah. the worst attack in the U.S. since the Civil War.
And we have to remember all those souls, all those poor souls that died on January 6th. You know, Adam, if it had been people of color that were protesting the Capitol that day, who had instituted the insurrection of the Capitol that day, who had attacked a government building like that, like nothing like that had ever happened by people of color in the history of America.
I'm going to be triggered to the moon.
But if they had done that, then it would have been different. It would have been a bloodbath. And as we know...
What you'd end up is that person would then end up being on, and faculty at some university. Oh, wait.
Yeah. And this was an actual take by some guy, and apparently he didn't realize that the only person who did die as a result of violence on the January 6th attacks was a white female protester and Army veteran who was shot in the neck by a black Capitol police officer. No one else died. Hello. Hi. Hello. Only one person was killed in the January 6th attacks. It was not worse than 9/11 or anything else. Please stop doing this. It makes me want to walk into the ocean.
Yeah, well, they're going to stop after tomorrow.
Whatever, there's going to be January 6th Remembrance Day here in like a week, and I'm going to just have to... Oh, it's dry January! I forgot! Oh.
You're not going to be celebrating January 6th Remembrance Day?
No, I'm going to want to drink a lot, because there's going to be so many takes at them. I'm not going to be able to handle it. I'm not going to be able to handle it to the same degree that the former president of Russia is unable to handle anything. That's right, Dmitry Medvedev, former president of Russia and one of the highest-ranking political figures in Russia, had this message to send out the day after Christmas. On the New Year's Eve, everybody's into making predictions. Many come up with futuristic hypotheses as if competing to single out the wildest and even the most absurd ones. Here's our humble contribution. What can happen in 2023? I want to remind you that this is the former president of Russia and one of the highest ranking political figures in that country. Number one, oil prices will rise to $150 a barrel and gas prices will top $5 per cubic meter. The UK will rejoin the EU. The EU will collapse after the UK's return. Euro will drop out of use as
I don't think there's enough time for the UK to join the EU in a year.
The EU will collapse after the UK's return. Euro will drop out of use as the former EU currency. 4. Poland and Hungary will occupy western regions of the formerly existing Ukraine. The Fourth Reich will be created, encompassing the territory of Germany and its satellites, i.e. Poland, the Baltic states, Czechia, Slovakia, and Kiev Republic, and other outcasts. 6. War will break out between France and the Fourth Reich. Europe will be divided. Poland repartitioned in the process. Northern Ireland will separate from the UK and join the Republic of Ireland. I don't know why that got thrown in there. That seemed like a strange aside.
It's also like, dude, you have I don't know. This can't be real.
8. Civil war will break out in the United States, California, and Texas, becoming independent states as a result. Texas and Mexico will form an allied state. Elon Musk will win the presidential election in a number of states, which after the new civil wars end will have been given to the GOP.
How can all that happen in 2023?
I don't know. It was just completely unhinged.
He drinks too much.
Oh, Dodio. I don't know. That was my Russian singing thing. I don't know any Russian songs. Like in Hunt for Red October. That the U.S. sub is able to locate them on sonar because he can hear Russian singing.
I'll never see that.
Adam.
So far behind.
Zach,
I only just watched Steve.
I need to make you a list of things you need to read and watch.
Yes, I do.
All right. But as we're reaching the end of our time here this evening, it's time for us to check in with our good friend Ice-T and our Ice Cold Fact of the Week, coming to ya with an extreme ice cold fact.
I once heard my grandmother say, a broke man is like a broke hand. Can't do nothing with it. What kind of gangster shit is that? That's right. Women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something. That's right. Fellas, when you meet a new girl, what do your friends ask you? What she look like? Ladies, when you meet a new guy, what do your friends ask you? What does he do? What the f*** does that do that can help you out? Can this motherfucker facilitate a dream or not? I once heard my grandmother.
Ice cold. Ice cold fact.
What does he say? Extreme ice cold
It's
fact.
extreme ice cold fact. Coming to you from Chris Rock and Ice-T himself. And that is our show tonight, folks. We really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, smash like, subscribe, and share it with all of your friends. You can find us on social media. Our handles are on the screen. Adam at Adam S. Furman. Zachary Clark at Zachary W. _Clark, and Triggered Media at Triggered _Media. Adam, here at the end of the show, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Zach,
yes.
as you know, I've been thinking and coming around to the notion that Lord of the Rings would be better off without Tom Bombadil. I think it'd just make a perfect revision of Lord of the Rings. This is why the Peter Jackson movies are so great.
Oh, really?
Coincides with the book so well.
Adam, I just got to ask you, since you have such a strong opinion on this, tell me what you thought of the literary work of the Return of the King portion of the Lord of the Rings. That's right, folks. If you didn't hear that, that's right. Adam just said he's never read it. He hasn't even read the Lord of the Rings. Don't let this man, with his incomplete...
I'm never doing Adam's Corner again. This is how I get treated.
Thank you, Adam, for that lovely insight into a book you haven't read.
Hey, I have read. Don't give me that. I have read Fellowship of the Ring, which was the Tom Bombadil portion. He's not in the other stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was the Lord of the Rings, just the Fellowship of the Ring? I forget. I can't recall.
Where else was Tom Bombadil?
He is referred to in several parts of the book past the Fellowship.
What?
Well, you wouldn't even know about it because you haven't read it. Adam hasn't read it. Don't listen to him. Garbage takes.
Someday, Zach. Adam's Corner again, and I'll be like, I have read this.
Yeah, we'll see one day. I'll hold my breath. All right, folks, that's it. That's the show. We will see you next time on Triggered. Good night.